This is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus Smackdown from June 11th, 2021. It's one of those shows that at times SmackDown feels like it's slipping down and taking on the worst traits of Raw. But they do something that Raw is incapable of doing right now, which is they give you those moments. And they give you strong choices. That ending of Roman Reigns flinging Dominic Mysterio out of the ring is going to be talked about, memed, and referenced for a long, long time to come. So we open up the show by looking back at last week's show. And we got Roman Reigns there with Jey Uso and Paul Heyman. Now, I know people are of two minds on this, right? There's a ton of Roman Reigns on SmackDown shows, but they're really telling that story incredibly well and have for a long time, especially by modern standards. Just really, really great stuff. We got Michael Cole with Pat McAfee. Jimmy Uso's making his way to the ring. He says last week was supposed to be a celebration. They're supposed to be here tonight as a two-time SmackDown Tag Team Champions, but nope, they got robbed, etc., etc., etc. But here came the head of the table, putting his nose in their business. Roman Reigns made it about himself, according to Jimmy. Couldn't let him have their time. Jimmy feels like Reigns got them disqualified on purpose. But then Reigns, Jey Uso, Paul Heyman watch backstage. Jimmy goes on asking Reigns what was the point of attacking SmackDown Tag Team Champions Mysterio and Mysterio. Jimmy says he's his brother's keeper, not Reigns. Good stuff. Reigns is just staring at Jey in the back. Jimmy promises that tonight he's going to do something he won't regret. Jey gets up and walks away as Reigns and Heyman watch him. Because Reigns has told Jey he's better take care of this. Good intrigue and a good build for the rest of the show. So now we move on. Kevin Owens and Big E against Sami Zayn and Apollo Crews. Interesting turn of events here. Definitely a push for Owens and Big E. I saw Kevin Owens, by the way, at Universal the other day. There, I think, with his kids. Really good. Look, very serious looking. But it was cool to see him. I've seen Kevin Owens since he was Kevin Steen. I got to see that great ladder match that he had with then El Generico, now Sami Zayn, in the Manhattan Center in New York City. So that was super cool to see him. In any case, sorry. So the baby faces win. And the long and short of it is Apollo Crews turns on Sami. And he gets beat down by Aziz and Crews. Interesting. Rey Mysterio's backstage venting frustration to Adam Pearce. Go to commercial. They're really plugging these ticket sales for their touring in the 25 cities because they're not selling very well. Cole sends us to a replay of the segments between the Street Profits and Alpha Academy. Long story short, Montez Ford is going to take a match with Gable, and Gable won't even have Otis at ringside tonight. Only if Angelo Dawkins agrees to stay backstage as well, they agree. Gable says Otis is still angry, and he walks off. Jey Uso approaches Roman Reigns in the back. Reigns asks where Jimmy is. Jey says Jimmy is out there mad, angry talking. He doesn't know where he is. Reigns asks again, where is he? Jey says Jimmy told him that if Reigns wants to see him, he has to go to their locker room. Reigns smirks. He asks why Jimmy is doing this to Jey, putting him in the middle and making him the bad guy. Reigns laughs at the idea of the Usos having their own locker room. And he's not sure it's not the Roman's cousin's locker room. Damn. Reigns tells Jey to go tell his brother that he's coming. Carmella against Liv Morgan. This is the kind of match you need to fill out the card. It's really, really good. I am sorry that the Carmella push, when she did so well, is over apparently. sad. I think Carmella deserves something to happen from here, and it's not happening. It's one of those things about SmackDown that just makes you kind of like groan. Liv taunts Carmella, makes her exit. Carmella calls Hamilton over to the apron and has him announce her still the most beautiful woman in all of WWE. Jeez. Bayley's backstage for her Ding Dong Hello segment. We come back and we go right into it, which is great. The guest is Seth Rollins. She shows us a replay of Rollins destroying Cesaro at ringside 3 weeks ago, and they were laughing about it. Bayley's doorbell goes off again. At the end of the day, of course, it's Cesaro. Cesaro's there, rocks Rollins with a big right hand, beats him up, destroys him, rips up his suit, smashing him in the door. Rollins is there with is pantsless. Here comes Belair to the stage. She stops and starts busting out in laughter. Bayley seethes in the ring. And so Belair gets a moment, which is nice. I mean, God, man, they got to do something with this Belair thing, too. SmackDown has so many things that are potentially great, and it feels like almost none of them are happening. Get a video package showing how Reigns destroyed the Mysterios. Megan Moran is now talking to Rey Mysterio, and he says Dominic is hurt. It says Reigns hurt his boy viciously, and what it feels like to see your son in pain, and it's very good. Rey says he's going to go to the ring later and call Reigns out. Good stuff. Montez Ford against Chad Gable. They have a good match. Otis, of course, does get involved. Otis leaves Dawkins laying. Ford fights back. He nails the frog splash. He covers, but Gable kicks out. Otis rushes the ring. Ref calls for the disqualification. And the heels beat down the faces, basically. Shinsuke Nakamura against King Baron Corbin. Nakamura rolls through the counters and actually holds Corbin down for the pin, which surprised me a little bit. So Shinsuke wins. But then Corbin drops him afterwards. Corbin goes over to get the crown, but Boogs chases him, and Corbin grabs his crown, drops Boogs. Nakamura takes advantage, snatches the crown. Corbin gets sent over the announce table by Boogs. Ugh. Yikes. Roman Reigns is backstage with Jey Uso. He says, let's go to your locker room. They go to commercial. King Corbin storms in the office backstage and interrupts Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. He wants them to order Shinsuke Nakamura to hand his crown back over. Deville laughs and Corbin isn't happy. He asks if this is funny and Pearce tells him it's serious. Pearce proposes Nakamura versus Corbin for the next Friday night with the crown on the line. It makes sense, and it's nice to see them building something for next week's show. We got Roman Reigns in the Usos locker room. Reigns shows Jimmy the title, asks him if he understands. He doesn't care about the title or what Reigns is wearing. He cares about what's inside. He cares about his family. Jay Lee basically ditches them both. Jimmy's trying to stop him from walking away. Jimmy's ready to fight Reigns. Let's do it. Reigns asks if Jimmy wants to fight him, and for what? We're not little kids anymore. This is family. This is their livelihood. This isn't how we make our decisions and represent our family. Why are you doing this to your brother? So he lays the guilt on pretty heavy. He brings up Jimmy's day one line and asks if it's really like that. Why did he just let Jay go? Don't do this to your brother. Make it right with him. Interesting. Jimmy shakes his head and walks off. Reigns picks the title belt off of the floor and stares as Jimmy walks away. Interesting. So Rey Mysterio comes to the ring. Come back from commercial. He calls Reigns out. Roman does come out. Ray says he acknowledges Reigns, but that he acknowledges him for the rat bastard that he is. That's really great. There really does feel to be genuine momentum behind Ray in this whole thing, which is really great. Beats up Ray. Ray fights free, gets some kendo stick shots to the head. This is really good. This is much more effective than a match would be between the two at this stage, actually. Basically, Reigns gets the upper hand with a Superman punch. But Dominic hits the ring before he could do a spear from the corner. And he's hitting him with kendo stick shots. All in all, he throws Dominic over the top rope, and it looks brutal, and it's such an effective way to go off the air. Really good stuff from Smackdown.